Right, good evening. Certainly hope and pray that all is well. Hope that you all are having a wonderful day. I hope that you all had a wonderful day. Here, it's supposed to be a somewhat of a snowstorm tomorrow, so let's prepare ourselves for that. So many things to cover, so many things to talk about. So many things I feel like in this life. Sorry. Okay. So many things to be challenged by. Okay. So I get on here and I talk about these people here who grouped up. And of course, I'm drinking out my mug, whoever needs it. You're doing great, sweetie. Yay. All right. But anyway, I want to say something real quick before I get into that. If you, one thing that I know you cannot really control is people copying off of you. You can't stop. You can't do anything in regards to what another person does. I was reading this book tonight that I started reading on here, The Four Agreements. And one of the chapters I was reading was Don't Take Anything Personal. Now, I remember when I read it years ago, I thought it was really great, et cetera, et cetera. There were some things tonight I was reading, I was like, I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And just because something is in a book does not mean that you are powerless in regards to what's written there. Okay, depending on what it is. Okay, some of the stuff that was written I didn't agree with, but I said I'm going to read it over again. Okay, but so I'm saying it to say, like it says, don't take anything personal. Some things, people used to say that. I remember people would say that all the time. Don't take it personal. It's not personal. And I used to think when I was much younger, in a way like bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If you're directing at me, it's personal. But then as time went on, I got more mature. Some things I realized, I recognized and realized, okay, it's not personal, whatever. Some things, yeah, it's personal, okay? And I'm going to take it that way. And as an adult, you can make a conscious decision and a conscious choice. Not out of, you don't want to do it out of your emotions being out of control. You know what I'm saying? I feel like from a place of being grounded, you know, um, and emotional maturity, having emotional maturity. Okay. But that shit is when people do that, they're constantly copying off of you, your work, your talking points, things of that nature, the way you dress, your style, so on and so forth. And some people are like myself, it's not just one or two, it's like so many fucking people and so many fucking energies constantly biting away at you. In other words, copying off you, but never acknowledging you. Okay. That shit is, I don't care. That shit is irritating. It is so irritating. And then those that try to take you, what they say, and try to do you better than you. But what about you doing yourself better than yourself? What about that? All the bullshit memes. The only competition is myself. BS. Bullshit. How about doing you and doing you to the best of your ability? Finding out who you are. Biting off of what's in you and bringing it out to share with the world. Why are you can, what I was going to say is, if you are a content creator on here, be careful who you comment, whose videos you comment on, because what they're gonna do with most people, they're gonna go to your channel and see if you got a channel, look at you and watch you, and they may like you, they might sub, or they might watch your videos, and that's cool. That's good, right? But what's not good is then the next thing you know, you're looking at them and they ain't never said some of the things that you say commonly all the time, but now they are, but never acknowledging you in any way, shape, or form. Never. That is the most irritating shit. And they may not think that they might think that you'll never see them or you'll never come across what they're doing. And it's not to say that only one person can have a thought. Okay. In some way, shape, or form, in this little mini world that we're in, mini universe, we're all interconnected. Okay. So you're not the only person that's going to have I have a particular thought. Matter of fact, there's a guy that I came across here on YouTube, and he's been out there for years. I had never heard of him before. About maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I came across his channel. Some videos of his. And man, oh man, I'm like, that's exactly what I've been saying. That's exactly what I've been saying. To a T. Just a few things different here and there. White guy. Never heard of him before in my life. Okay. So no, it's not that only you have your thought. But when a person, here, hold on for a second. I'm gonna move my chair up off this wall. It's right on the wall. I messed up the wall with this chair. Okay. But when they've never thought like that or whatever, it's like, why would you abandon the talking points that are coming from within your being, within your soul, to now go take what someone else is saying and now make that your platform? Why are you doing that? It's just really, you just fuck the group and being paid by the man and the slave master and all that. Fuck that. Okay. Why would you do that? Because and do you realize that the person that you've done that to, when they're listening to you, it's like, I hear them saying words, but they really don't even understand. They don't understand it. That's not where they are. That doesn't mean that you're higher than them. No. What I said before is in the manual. I have many mansions, many thoughts here, all taking us, down this path. Many. And here you are. And you are you listening. You're listening. You like the talking points. I like what she's saying. And then now you are trying to adopt it, but I hear and I'm listening but you don't understand it. Because that's not from you. That's not your realm. And the realm that you had that now you seem to be walking away from is excellent. And it's giving another a point of view. You're in dangerous territory with that shit. Because you're trying to convey something that you truly don't understand, because it is not your waters. It's not your realm. But you have one. And now you want to create classes and so on and so forth around a realm that's not even yours. What about the one that you have or had that you abandoned? And now you're trying to convey something to people that you don't understand, that you don't understand or understand. How's that? So it's not really coming from the essence of you to convey to your audience, to connect. So that they can grasp. You have an audience. Whatever. I can get on here and yell and scream. Say, stay up off my shit. Whatever. It is irritating when people do that, and they capitalize off of your work. But the thing is, that's all you're doing. You're not touching the heart and the soul of your own self, number one. Let alone the people that have come to you based off of something else that you off of what you were sharing. It's ridiculous, man. And it's irritating as all get out. But we spirituals, and we are gonna help everybody. No, you're not. I sometimes wonder about Jesus. How many motherfuckers were walking around copying off of him? And then what happens is, because it's not from you, and you don't really understand it. I'm not saying that in a bad way. That just has not been a bridge that you have crossed, and maybe it was never a bridge for you to cross. Whatever. Maybe, but maybe not. You had a bridge that you was on, that you were building. For people who were attracted to you to cross over and understand that and eat that and grow from that. What happens is you stop doing it. You abandon it. Why? Because it ain't in you. I've seen that shit so many times. I've seen it so many times. That's from self-loathing to self-loving. That's what that is. Self-loathing. You don't think that your word, that the word that's been given in you from your experiences and your walk and et cetera, well, you do not believe, you do not think that it is good enough or powerful enough, and yet it is. It's a goddamn shame. But I am realizing each day, with each passing day, what world this really is that we live in. So it's like I think about Joseph Campbell, Star Wars, and them trying to just bring balance back to the motherfucker. This shit here is so off. It is so off. And rulers, powers, principalities, powers that be, spiritual wickedness in high places. And it makes me think of that scripture where the very elect could be deceived. The very elect. Not just any old body. No, the very elect. Not talking about, the churchy shit they would teach us. No. It's the things that are done here in this space to the mind, to the mental. I'm telling you, these powers got this. Why? Of course they do. They built it. Did they? They got it down to I don't know. I don't know if they built it. Whoever the powers are, they got the shit down to the most minute detail. Most minute. The smallest thing. And you fall right into the trap. We can easily fall right into the trap. It's, I don't know. Anyway, so I get on here and I talk about these people here who grouped up, quote unquote, family on my dad's side, because y'all did it. Some of y'all did it. Enough. Lady who raised me, and a good majority of those motherfuckers that I knew on her side and her family. The rest of these motherfuckers here who I knew for a hot second decided to gang up on me and bully me and do black magic on me and invade my world, invade my space, invade my dreams when I'm minding my own business, trying to tear me down and destroy me without cause. And you know, when people do that shit, you be sitting up there like, you can't wait, you know, oh, I can't wait till the shit hit they motherfucking ass. Because you know it is. Because, see, that's just a natural law. That's not anything you can escape. That's not, you know, well, baby, it ain't nothing gonna happen to him. No. You don't have the power to escape natural law. Nobody does. What go up, that motherfucker's going to come down. Whether you like it or not. So you be waiting on them to reap what they have sown. Okay, yeah. Good. That's what you get. And you know, you can really let your anger get the best of you. Okay, you let it boil up in you, because it's kind of like the nerve of you motherfuckers. Fuck you think you are to do that? Much of, I don't even want to say children, stagnant individuals or whatever they are. They think they have the right, call themselves adults. Think they have the right. I could just see them sometimes looking and pointing at my social media and my work and whatnot, and what I'm doing and so on and so forth, and he laughing. We don't get that bitch. Come on, y'all, let's get together tonight and do this work on her after we hit the crack pipe and the line of cocaine and alcohol and fuck each other all night long. Don't you see it? So, what was it, last night? And I called these people out for fucking with my ear. They've been doing it all day. Did it right before I got on here. I said, they probably think I'm about to get on right now, all day. And at first, when I first got off, I said, you know, maybe I shouldn't have been so hard. Not on that bleeding Z, bitch. You get what the fuck you get. So maybe I shouldn't have been so hard on the lady who raised me. I remember when I first found out the truth, that this woman was not my birth mother. But yet I knew that she was playing a role in this. I didn't know all the details, but I knew enough. And I was at my job and I was sharing it with someone. And he said, but that's your mama. I said, oh, she's not. But she raised you. That's your mama. And I said, you know what? I can't remember everything every detail of every part of the conversation detail, but he was just basically saying, you know how black people do. That's your mama. She raised you. I said, I swear, sometimes black people wouldn't make a difference. What if the woman beat the shit out of you and sold you out there on the street and did all kind of shit to you? It's still black people talking about, that's your mama. Okay. Now, then I thought about that scripture, honor thy father honor thy father and thy mother, that their days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. She would say that to me sometime when, I guess when I was acting out, or I don't know, growing up, teenage years. I couldn't stand that. Like, please don't say that to me, you know. But, I was a good kid, Okay. Lest I get slapped. She did slap me in my face twice. But anyway, but then I thought about that scripture that says, fathers, provoke not your children to wrath. Okay. I would think it would just be parent. Who, I don't know what the, is that in the New Testament, what the Greek word would be. And I'm sure there's many more scriptures in that book that talk about parenting and children and all of that kind of thing, how to relate to one another. So I said, maybe I shouldn't have said, sit your ass down. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. The lady did raise me, you know what I'm saying? So I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with it all night. You know what, God, if I was wrong, forgive me for saying that to her. Usury to hell no. Fuck you, bitch. Sit your fuck ass down. I don't give a fuck what's happening to you. I thought about that. Even though this was done to me, and then I had to wonder, was this projection? Are they projecting this energy onto me to feel bad? You know what I'm saying? Or to question myself with that? Just because it's in that book don't mean, what did that mean? What did that mean? And I was going to look up the fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, to read the whole scripture, what else is being said there. Because you know how we do. I do it too. Everybody do it. We pick out verses, but we may not know the whole entirety. We don't know the context of it. Then I thought, how far, even though this was done. Now, see, I'm not one of them people that's going to sit up there and say, forgive them. Y'all have heard my take on forgiveness. And that's how I feel. And that's how I always felt. And to me, it's just common sense. Okay? For those of you who have watched me, regularly. I'm not saying this is not about whether I forgive or not. Some people, I just feel like, how can I forgive you? And not even so much how, but why? It ain't even so much of the how of it, but why in the hell would I forgive you? Are you kidding me? Really? Because see, it's not so much about if you had succeeded. Now, nobody has said anything to me. Don't get me wrong. Nobody has contacted me or anything. Okay. But this was something that I was supposed to be done a while ago. See, I ain't supposed to be. I'm supposed to be dead in the grave before I left my grandmother's house. That was clear. That was clear. That's why I got the fuck up out of there. The Bible even say talking about King David. Hell, even though he was chosen to reign as king before Saul finished about his tenure, he still ran for his fucking life. Shit, fuck, I ain't let this motherfucker kill me. Okay, but why would I? Those memes. I don't live off memes. What it say? You're grown or some shit like that when you're forgiving somebody who hasn't asked for it. Why would I? Why would I forgive a person who hasn't asked for forgiveness? Well, so you ain't holding on to it. That's, I listen to some things and I'm like, what is this thing that people are not multifaceted beings and that they can't do more than one thing at a time? I don't understand that. Okay. Or where does it say that because you don't forgive or you're questioning why or whatever because you haven't done it, that equates to holding on to something? Where is that? What? I don't care. Where is it? Explain that. Why? How? How is that the case? There are many people in this world who've made a choice not to forgive, depending on the situation, and they chose not to. And they went along just fine, wouldn't hold on harboring anything. See, that's what I'm saying. Don't just believe anything. Don't just believe anything the powers and principalities tell you. Because even what they say, even Satan forms as not, does it say Satan? Let me see. Maybe it says Lucifer. I don't know. Yeah, it's Satan. Good. Okay. 2 Corinthians 11:14. Let me read it. For Satan himself, and no marvel for Satan. Don't marvel. Don't wonder. Don't be surprised. Even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. What are you talking about? A lot of things that we're told it sounds good. Sound like the right thing to do. Yeah. Philosophies, thoughts, ideas, so on, so forth, and the like. It's not based in anything. It just sounds right. Sounds right. And the whole time, it ain't nothing right about it. Okay. But I was just questioning myself, how far, do you allow? Now, for these people who I didn't know, them gym people, no, same thing. Fuck all y'all. I don't give a fuck about any of you. Who cares what happens to you? You deserve it. Whatever karma comes on you, you deserve it times 10 and more than that. For many lifetimes to come, all of you. But that doesn't mean I sit here and relish in it and ha, look what happened to you. No, that's silly. That's silly. That's what children do. And then we teach them and guide them. No, yeah, they deserve it. Like a motherfucker, but ain't no need for you to sit there and do that. But, I was just wondering, how far do you allow depending on who it is, your anger or your righteous indignation, to what depths, how far can it go? Not how far can it go, how far am I allowed to take this? No, I don't mean like that. When do I say, okay, that's enough? You understand what I'm saying? Because I sure was going to come on here and do a reading on this woman that I know she wouldn't have liked at all, but I was like, nah. Well, right now I'm saying, no, I ain't going to do it. Okay. Although you need to leave me alone. All right. And when I was reading that chapter tonight about don't take things personal, some things that I see people copying and trying to, whatever it is they're trying to do, is just like I said, that's so irritating. Like go somewhere. It's like, who are you? The nerve of you to do that. And you want to capitalize off of it and start some class on something you don't understand. Because you're sitting here watching me. You never talked like that before. Your talking points were excellent. Helped me, but now you done came up out of that lane. Whatever. I just have to say, well, I won't be watching that anymore. It's disappointing. But anyway, back to what I was saying with my employee. I mean, not my employee, the employee, the guy that I worked with. That's when I sent her a letter and said, thank you for what you did for me, and I am thankful for what she did do. Because, like I said before, many times before, shit, I could have ended up in the system easily, okay, or with a father who probably, I don't know what he would have done, or if that family had kept me. I told one lady, she said they would have sacrificed me, so they probably would have been eating me for dinner in my infancy. She tastes good, dark meat. Okay. So anyway, that's that. So I'm gonna do a reading real quick. Not on that, not on these people here. Okay, that don't mean that I never will again. Because, I'm really disgusted with you all. You're disgusting people. You're disgusting human beings. I can say this lady who raised me, like her family, I'm not so much thinking about them. I'm thinking more about these people that I went to a whole gym with to lose weight. Like I said, I know it was a fucking cult. A fucking brothel. People gonna follow you around after you leave or you kicked out. You're disgusting people. All of you who participate in that, you're disgusting human beings. Every single one of you. No, you're not royalty, honey. I don't care how much makeup you put on and how tight and right you get your body. You look damn good. But you're not royalty. Royalty does not do that. See, you can do things in secret. You can do your evil shit in secret. And think it won't be brought to the light. Think nobody will ever know. She ain't gonna never say that. We're gonna kick her up off of YouTube anyway. No, you're not royalty. Your pictures are pretty. Very pretty. You look good. She know who the fuck she is because she watch me all the time. But you're not royalty. Not now, not ever. Royalty don't need to get up and gang up with people to spiritually stalk and harass someone who's done nothing to them. Gang up and bully. That just will show you how many bullshit pictures you see on social media, people claiming high status, and they're just as low and dirty, like they're rummaging around in the fucking sewer, like a little fucking critter, like a little rat. Mouse. Trifling and nasty and evil-hearted. You're an evil-hearted woman. And she know who the fuck she is. But I'm going to do a reading tonight on something different. I'm going to do a reading. Okay. It's going to be called The Heirs. Heirs. One more butterfly shuffle. Now, some of you people like myself who have been, I said some, I ain't say all now, okay? So, don't get happy and think it's you if it ain't you. That have been in this kind of position here. I don't know what I call this, gang stalking, what has been done to me. You're going to kill her and take her money. And take her essence. You get a little piece, you get a little piece, you get a little piece, you get a little piece. Okay. Oh, let me say this real quick before I forget. One way that you can know, I just figured this shit out, that someone is draining you, you know, your essence and all of that kind of stuff, and doing their vampire shit up off of you, is, of course, you do hear this by how you look, okay? I don't mean so much like you're looking tired and all of that kind of stuff. Sure, you know, they talk about the dark circles on the eyes and blah, blah, blah. Hell, that could be hyperpigmentation, and it could be physical. I mean, other things that may not be connected to that, okay? Genetic, whatever. Your sense of style. Okay, I know that may sound like shallow, but understand what I'm saying. Yeah, not just, you know, trendy or your clothes you wear, stuff like that, but yes, okay. But when you begin to look like, sometimes you'll hear people say, I've heard it's like you look old, you start to look older, okay. And you just lost completely your whole sense of style. And you look in the mirror one day like, why can't I used to have, you know, I used to be so stylish. Whatever it is for you, it would be, I'm not saying trendy or what everybody else is doing. No, you're usually the trendy, what everybody else is doing, them the people that be draining the shit off of the individuals who have their own sense. They march to the beat of their own fucking drum. So funny, you know, I always wear my hair short, off and on. When I was at that gym, I was wearing it short and had it dyed blonde or platinum or whatever the fuck. I was just trying to cover up the gray. Because when I would color it, you could still kind of see the gray. So I said, well, I'll do it this way. That way you can't see the shit at all. Okay, now I'm just gray. I'm fine with it. And when I left that motherfucker, after that nigga kicked me out, all this little, not all of them, but a bunch of little brood mares that he was training cut their hair off or had it short and had it blonde or short. And I said, look at this shit. I don't know. I don't know if my feelings were supposed to be hurt or whatever. I was like, look at this shit. I tell this motherfucker, you know, I asked him to train me one time, and he said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be in one of them shows, competitions. That's what I want to do. Next thing I know, a bunch of his little, that he training doing it. And kudos to you. I'm just talking about the copycat shit, or trying to drain you, trying to take you from you, spitting on you in your face, you know. Okay. Like I said to the bitches on here, it's been done before. I've seen this before. Anyway. But just like your whole sense of style is gone, your individual shit is just gone. And you're sitting in there, you look in the mirror, and just like, why can't I put my shit together the way I used to? You know what I'm saying? And then you might think it's something, well, maybe I'm getting older, maybe I'm changing. That's one thing that lady used to do. I couldn't stand it. I'm getting old, you know, when you get older. Like, getting older means just, I don't know, just going to nothing. No, not at all. Another lie. And I was doing that for a minute. I used to listen to her do that. And I used to tell her, I didn't like, don't do that. Don't say that. And I found myself doing it as I was getting older at one point. And I heard myself, I said, listen to you. You're doing the same thing. Stop. You just telling yourself you ready for the fucking grave. No. Well, age ain't nothing but a number. I mean, you know, it should be more than that, but it is. It's like, doesn't mean because you are a certain number or you've been walking this earth a certain amount of years that you got to go to just let yourself just hunch over and I'm just getting ready to die now. Shit don't work. Well, shit can work. You find yourself having a problem with your knees and your back, exercise, stretch it out. Gaining weight, okay, I've been there. I've gained weight. Probably was laughed at by the motherfuckers from that gym because I gained weight. I see some of y'all, okay, one person in particular. Okay. Eat, challenge yourself. Take care of your vessel. Take care of it. Eat healthier. You understand? I'm not putting nobody down. I'm not, everybody's different how they want to do their shit or whatever. Okay. I'm not telling you go count calories and all that. If you want to, good. This lady I follow here, she looks damn good. I mean, her transformation is amazing. Okay, that's what she do, and she said, "This what you got to do. This what you, you know what I'm saying? That's her thing." Okay, and that shit definitely works, But I'm just saying, I'm not talking about that, juice. Sometimes, eat your fruits and your vegetables. Walk, stretch, something. I really enjoyed lifting weights. I really, 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 really enjoyed that. But I'm thinking about changing up my routine. I don't particularly like cardio. You know, I don't. But when I was at that gym, that one class that motherfucker taught a step class, I really had fun in that motherfucking class. And I saw on my YouTube a couple people, not none of you motherfuckers from here know your motherfucking ass nigga, but who were certified with that class. So I started doing that again, and I was like, oh, I remember some of these steps. It's fun, you know what I'm saying? But because that station, just sitting there, that stationary movement and just moving those weights is good, but the body, and it's like you need to move the body. You know what I'm saying? Move your body, not just stand there and lift and pump. Move it. I'm talking about for me. Move the body. It needs to move. Okay. And in this realm right now, most of the time we're sitting on our asses. You're in school all day, you're sitting all goddamn day. You at a job, you're sitting all goddamn day. For the most part, a lot of jobs. I'm not saying all of them, okay? A lot of them people are moving, depends on what kind of work you do. Okay. But move it, move it. Who cares about your age? I'm not saying you gotta go out there and run and all that kind of stuff. Walk, do something, move it, dance, move. Loosen that shit up. That shit tightens up on you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, goddamn. And I'm not sitting here saying I'm no kind of professional. I'm just saying, but with just common sense. Okay. I did have certification in training at one point for a hot second. Okay. I didn't renew it after the year was up. Okay. But anyway, yeah, but it's just like I think about you all. I'm like the nerve of you. I didn't know you. I don't care who came in and told you what. Y'all thought y'all was so cute, silly ass women, little girls, following a monster who will do it to you too at any point in time if you think you're gonna get something out of it. But anyway, let's get into this reading. Okay, let me get some more shuffles in. One more. This is a reading called The Heirs. Okay. We have a Ace of Swords here in reverse. Death card in reverse. I feel like the heirs. I'm not sure yet. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Okay. There may be, I feel like for some people who, and I kind of heard this, but not in the way that I'm about to say, not in the way that has been revealed to me. And I don't want to go into how it was revealed to me at this point, but there's some people I feel like, mainly people of color, who may be in some kind of like it's like an experiment, okay, that was, I'm hearing, issued or decreed at some point in time. This is part of it being, this thing being revealed to me. So I want to get more information before I say what it is, on like when, okay, because hints are dropped here and there, okay, to me in various ways, okay. um it's like an experiment, all right. Now I know y'all may say, well, some people say, well, we've heard this, okay, but not exactly the way that I'm going to reveal it, because I haven't heard this. Okay. Well, it doesn't mean you haven't heard it. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. It's some kind, I'm hearing experimentation was done, was placed on you. Okay, you all were experimented on. Okay. Um, Hold on, I'm hearing a word. Let me look it up real quick. Make sure it makes sense. Yeah. I heard to nullify you, nullify, to make something legally void, ineffective, or invalid. Okay. Again, here, as though you don't exist. Okay. Like I said, I was supposed to be hidden. Okay. Now they're gone. Um, as not to be seen, as not to be heard, okay, or even heard of, known. Okay, you were not supposed to be known, you were supposed to be hidden. But I don't think that this is all of the people that of color that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about all people of color. Okay, I will get more into it, okay, but there are a group, there is a particular group, okay, that was hidden, experimented on. Okay. I ain't talking about the MK Ultra and all of that type of shit. Okay. But there was something done here that was an experiment. Okay. To see how you would fare out, to see how you would make it. Would you make it? Like a game. Okay. Um, they show all these movies with these games, Squid Games, Hunger Games, so on and so forth. Okay, this was it. This is what I am hearing. Okay, so it's like you're not supposed to be known. That or at least known who you are, okay, or where you come from. I heard your blood time, but bloodline, but I also heard type, your blood type. And when I say that, I don't mean like and all of that kind of stuff. In a way, yes, but no. Okay. Um, Let me keep going here. But I do want to, before I see this, I feel like you're part of this here, okay? Um, Bloodline, blood type, where you come from, where you hail from. And I don't necessarily mean like, alien from outer space and all of that type. We're talking about right here, okay, in this space and place, okay? I feel like this was supposed to be, I'm hearing tracked down. Not it's supposed to be tracked down. I just heard tracked down. Okay. Like this was supposed to be hidden in you. You were not supposed to know. Okay. This here is who you are. Okay. Or where you hail from, or who you come from, the people, the bloodline. Okay. The type. Okay. Let me keep. Okay. But like I said, I want to get more information before I reveal altogether. Okay. And I'm sure with me doing this now, I'll get some more hints. Okay, Ace of Cups. It has to do with this Okay, you see the butterfly, transformation, change. Okay, but we have the death card in reverse as well. It has to do with this bloodline, this particular blood type. Okay, once again, I'm not talking about that kind of type. Okay, but again, from where you hail from. Okay, where you come from here. Okay, there, you're not supposed to know where you come from, what community you really hail from. And where you, the community or the bloodline that you come from, um they did not want it to be known. I'm not saying the whole family, okay. Well, many of them may not even know anything about it, okay, but there are certain ones, maybe elites, okay, that are well aware of your status, okay, from which you hail. Okay. But they didn't want it known and seen amongst the people, amongst the community. And I'm here, and you are of that. Okay. Okay. You are of that status. It's King of Pentacles. That's where you come from. Okay. This was supposed to be called the heirs, but maybe this goes together. Okay. All right. Here we have this, the Seven of Wands. Okay, this was a group effort. Okay, but that was supposed to be hidden. I feel like this experiment is no longer exists. Okay, it's done and over with. It's said and done. Okay, but there are still people, obviously, okay, walking around here, okay, who are from that okay, experiment, that bloodline, that blood type I'm hearing. When would it have ended? Maybe like in the 90s. I mean, there's still some experimentation going on, okay, but not like it was before. Maybe not like in an organized fashion like it was before. It that ended, okay, ceased. Okay, all right. Hold on, let me see so I can pick up here. Yeah, okay. Here it ended, okay, with this Prince of Swords here in reverse. Okay. This was done to control communities, okay, people, again, bloodlines, blood types. How would you fare here? Okay, would you, and in this is game here, would you stand strong? Okay, um would you fail here? Would it be too much for you? You know how they talk about these genetic things and modifications and so on and so forth that have been done to humans, and you know how many thousands of years ago, and blah blah blah. Okay, this shit still goes on, and this is one of many I am hearing. Okay, um but it was about control. Okay. It was hey, see, she's pregnant here. Okay, it wasn't about here. Okay, it's not. How can I say? You being a child, okay, of this experiment that was done, that was taking place. Now, I have heard, now some people may listen and say, you know, yeah, I know that, or I've heard that, or I felt that, or you know, no duh, and all that type of thing. Okay, I have heard people, well, really, I'm just gonna say one person. Okay, I've heard one person say this when I was feeling it concerning my own situation. Okay, a few years back, I was like, well, I feel like this was an experiment, and I asked, was I an experiment here? Uh, I wasn't given an answer. Okay, but I'm not. I asked the person. Okay, was this an experiment? Um, And I do feel like, oh, on my own personal situation, I wasn't sure, because I was never given an answer. Okay, when I asked that person, but I have leaned more towards that because so many things have been like I talk about like putting puzzle pieces together, like a game. Okay, and every now and then I'll look up and I'm given some more like hints. Okay, literally, like people say, life is a game. You just got to know how to play it. Whatever, it's a game, like a game. Okay. Um. So the uh, I want to say impregnation, implantation, whatever, was not about two people coming together in love. Okay. But again, experimentation. I feel like this was some shit that was sanctioned by maybe religious orders, a religious order. Okay. What else here, though? I feel like this thing that came to me, the heirs. I didn't know that. I kind of knew this would connect. Okay, when I heard it earlier tonight. Okay, what else here about the heirs? Anything else? Okay, here we got the Seven of Swords. Right. And with this Emperor card in reverse, once again, you not okay, yeah, your shit here being stolen from you, manipulated from you here, um, you not knowing where you come from. Okay, with the Emperor in the reverse. Okay. And putting you in a situation where maybe you even feel like you can't manifest because it's constant a barrage of a sabotage. But again, it's I know people may be like that sounds so cruel. Yeah. Think about some things that have happened in this world historically to human beings. It's some cruel shit. Okay, a lot of experimentations going on. I remember one time I was reading I used to read some crazy shit, but and I was reading about all the you heard of Dr. Mangala, okay, all the experiments that this person they claim he did, or is the father of, or whatever. I mean, it's just some crazy shit, but they were saying that a lot of the experiments that happened on people like in Germany were like they were taught by American doctors how to do this shit. Okay, well, they're always blaming them. It's like, well, it didn't originate with them. It originated with people here. Okay, doctors here. Okay, here we have the Six of Wands. I mean, what is this? Yeah, Six of Wands and the King of Wands. Right. I feel like for those who may be going through this, okay, um, it's not so much you will be victorious, but you can be victorious. Okay, and you may feel like that ain't right. It's just not, well, no, it's not. Okay, but you didn't force yourself to be born into this. Okay, it's almost like a survival of the fittest type of thing. Okay, some people that I feel like are products of this. um well, maybe I'll wait when I get more information. um okay, I'll say that some people that are born into this, some are, and these are people of color here, okay, are put on pedestal, high status, okay, maybe celebrities, heads of companies, shit like that. Okay, the way is made easy for them. Okay, for some others, okay, it's not. Okay, it's like it's worse, it's a harder way to go. But at the same time, and part of me kind of wants to say, don't think that those people that made those, that the path was made easy for them to be, high status and all of that kind of stuff, that it's been easy for them, or that where they sit it's easy for them. It just may look like it, maybe because they have money and material gain, material things, okay? But it does not mean that it's easy for them, okay? You know how they say new levels, new devils, with different levels, different devils, okay? They're challenged as well. I'm even hearing the word torture, okay? And I'm hearing worse than you can possibly imagine. Others, not so much, okay, who are not placed on those pedestals or statuses, so on and so forth, okay? It's like your work is different. You have a different work. I kind of feel that those people who may be products of this, who are hidden, okay, um cloaked, I'm hearing, so they cannot be seen, they cannot be heard, um pushed, challenged, so on and so forth. You may be more, you're like of a different breed in the sense that you're not easy. Okay. You may have a very high IQ. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. Brilliant status. I'm hearing brilliant, very smart. Okay. Depending on your circumstances, you may, where you are raised and where you live and all that kind of stuff, you may not have been allowed to let your brilliance shine. Okay, you may not even realize how brilliant you are. Okay, if, say for example, if you're born into a certain situation and where you are as a very poor public school system and you're a product of public school, well, you know, it wasn't a high level. You know, you might have done well in that there, okay, but maybe somewhere else where the system is harder, more challenging, you might have excelled there too, but you weren't given that opportunity to know, to see. You may think that you wouldn't, okay, but you don't, so you may not even know how brilliant you actually are, okay. It's like genius level, okay. Some of you may be more outspoken, okay. You might buck up against the system, okay. You're a problem, I'm hearing, okay. So we have to keep you hidden, okay. So don't think, okay, that just because you may have even felt like, you know, you always wanted to be a celebrity, you knew you were supposed to shine and before the world and this, that, and the other. Maybe things happened where you weren't able to, or you were pushed back constantly. Don't look at those others that are up there and think that they have something that you don't, okay. They may have material gains that you don't have, material wealth that you don't have, but some of them don't have what you think they have, okay. Yeah, and y'all heard some of this stuff, okay. It's for picture, it's for show, okay. It's not real, okay. But again, you know, I did hear the word torture, okay. So a lot of them undergo a lot of and they may be more docile, okay. They will, they'll be a part of the system easily, okay. Whereas you may not be. You're going to buck up against the system, you're going to cause some problems, you're going to speak, you're going to be heard, okay. But you're supposed to be hidden, and one of the reasons you're supposed to be hidden is because you will buck up. You're going to challenge it, you're going to challenge the status quo, okay. Okay, hold on. Anything else? These are the heirs. Some of you may not have relationships, okay, romantic relationships, or they don't seem to work, okay. There's always a problem, okay, by design. Some, I would think, by design, okay. I'm hearing like you're not supposed to, or it's always supposed to be a challenge for you, okay. This is not for everybody that is being quote unquote gang stalked or targeted. It's not. Every person of color, this is not. Okay. You may deal with a lot of I'm hearing uncertainty, feelings of anxiety, or feeling that you're somewhere you don't belong, you're not supposed to be there. You may be often visited by Hmm. I just keep getting a feeling like I don't belong here. Okay. So with maybe your family, your community, whatever, a feeling of I don't belong here. I'm not supposed to be here. Okay. I'm supposed to be like I used to feel. Who are these people? This is a question I asked as a small child. Okay, more so I can't say with my father's family, but more so the lady who raised me. When I would go around from a very small child, I would ask, who are these people? I'm not supposed to be here. Okay, so you may feel like that often. Okay, and you just kind of stick with the program, even though your mind is telling you something else. Okay, the blood within, I'm hearing the spirit within. Okay, is almost like, even though it could have been an experiment, it's still, you are a human being, and you body, mind, soul, all etc etc. Okay, your spirit may be crying out to you. Okay, I'm not supposed to be here. Okay, I'm supposed to be elsewhere. This is not it. This is not where I belong. Okay. Constantly, maybe questioning yourself, questioning your surroundings. And you may even feel like you are being pulled on. Okay. And I'm not necessarily talking about the people that are visible to you. Okay. Yes, maybe, but maybe other energies. Okay. Pulling at you. Maybe even the ancestors of those. Okay. From that blood type, bloodline. Okay, maybe feeling powerless here, feel like I'm not supposed to be here. I don't know where I'm supposed to be, but this isn't it. I know I'm meant for more than this, but this isn't it. Okay, well, there may be energy striving to keep you down, and keep you there, and you're questioning, why is this going on here? Okay. Okay. Let me see. I got a 10 of Wands here. Okay. The 6 of Pentacles. Let me see. Okay. Even like this, 10 of Pentacles here upright. Okay. The heirs here. You're an heir. Okay. By blood. Okay. Experiment or not. It's within, it's in you. Okay. This is who you are. And this, it's like an inheritance here. Even if nothing was written down in stone, that certain things would be given to you. Even if it was like, no, we're not going to give that person anything. Okay, some maybe yes, some maybe no, depends on the situation. Okay. Regardless, though, a hidden inheritance, again, you not knowing, even if it's not material, you not knowing who you are, you, that being hidden from you, kept from you, the inheritance, your bloodline, your blood type. Okay, it's not about being better or higher or anything like that. I'm just talking about the experiment in and of itself. Okay, so this hidden inheritance here. Okay, that if you did know, okay, would free you, from the burden here, the burdens that you feel. Okay, that no one is speaking to you, no one is telling you. You might even be with people who themselves, they don't know. Okay, they may not know the details. They may, if they know anything at all, they may know very little. They could have adopted you. Okay, and they know very little. They only know what they were told. You could be the experiment. One of the people could actually be a biological parent. You understand what I'm saying? It's very various things here, but with them really not knowing the specifics. Okay. There may be some who do. You're not supposed to, well, everybody would be different depending on the situation. They may want you to be in a position of not having. I'll just say that. Anything else? Okay. I'll just maybe like make this a part 1 until I can get more information. Okay, this came out twice here. Once, well, it didn't come out. It was on in the deck though. Upright and once in reverse. Okay. So once upright, once in reverse. Maybe some people are allowed to prosper in this Ten of Cups energy. Some not, maybe not. Okay, but really, what this is showing me is, okay, you see this man here with his wife and his child, his 2 children, but you see these women up here, and there's a child here. This is you. Okay, I'm looking at these people as prosperous people who are part of this experiment, or using this experiment, or maybe even leaders in experiment. They have a home and family, but this is you. Okay, this man's child, possibly this woman's child. Okay. It could represent many things. These women could represent those caregivers, okay, or possibly, the child, this child between this woman and him, okay, etc., etc. Okay. Anything else? Okay. With the Prince of Wands upright here, I feel that's the bringing the conflict. It's not so much about it being any kind of hatred or anything toward you, even though you can say, well, that ain't right. Okay, no, it's not. It's more or less some kind of experiment that was done. Okay, I don't know when it began. I asked 1800s. I heard before, long before that. Okay, this spirit experiment has been going on, many years. Okay. I don't know, just a long time. I heard millennia, but I don't know. A long time. Okay. It just crashed and burned. It ended, in other words. And like I said, I heard the 90s. Okay, that's when it came to an end. It will no longer be. Okay, I'm once again hearing there are some people still out there doing it, but it's not done in an organized fashion. I feel like I saw this twice. There will be some justice here concerning this. Here we have the Wheel in reverse for you all who have, okay, 5 of Swords. I would say that everybody who is a product of this, it has been in some kind of unfortunate situation. Okay. Where you just constantly feel like you were losing, okay, or being pushed back constantly. Okay, everything you did was a pushback. Okay, but here I do feel like there will be some justice brought to this situation. Okay, here with the 7 of Cups in reverse, whatever the experiment, whatever they were looking for it to be, etc., etc. Okay, I'm here. It no longer is. Okay, it has ended. It's coming to an end, to a close, where people will not be allowed to do it anymore. Okay, that's just that's all I have. Okay. But I think, like I said, I need to do some more. I want to do a video on it, but I know I needed to do some more kind of like research on it first. But then I heard tonight the Heirs, because I was looking at something and I was like, what is this? And I heard the Heirs. So I was like, Heirs, like AIRS. No, it's like, no, Heirs. HEIRS. Okay. So I really wasn't thinking that they would connect. I was thinking that the heirs were those who went before I did this, before I came on, were those who are heirs, known heirs, okay, of the people who did this experiment on others. I hope that makes sense. Okay. I'm gonna, like I said, I don't know when I'll work on the second part. Okay. Like I said, I want to do a little research and see what I can see. All right, y'all. Have favor. Peace.